Hi, welcome to the Big Bear Homestead, and today we're getting down and dirty with some pigs. Hi, welcome to the Big Bear Homestead. This is your first time here and you want to learn about everything homesteading, like gardening, animal husbandry, predator control, canning. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and don't forget the bell. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Today we're doing an intro on pigs. And to put it plainly, the Irish called the pig the gentleman who pays the rent. So what did they mean by that? Well, a pig can do a lot for a homesteader. In fact, any homesteader that's striving to be self-sufficient and to be more sustainable should have pigs. If they don't, they're missing out. So what can a pig do for a homesteader? Why does a self-sufficient homesteader even need a pig? Well, they can do things like clear a land, till it up, fertilize it, and a pig is an omnivore. Matter of fact, he's even more of an omnivore than me and you, because a pig can eat and digest grass. So what does that mean for a homesteader? It helps you on your trash. So now that we've gotten a little bit of a background of how a pig can help a self-sufficient homesteader, let's dive more into pigs. Okay, so let's get to know the gentleman who pays the rent. Let's get to know a little bit about pigs. Well, first off, pigs can be classified into two main categories. You have your lard pigs, and then you have your baconers. We're going to get more in detail in another video later on about the two main different categories of pigs. But today we're just going to talk pigs in general. So let's talk about care when it comes to your pigs. The most important thing when it comes to caring for your pigs is water. When it comes to pigs, you need approximately 10 gallons of water per pig per day. Now, the reason why I'm saying 10 gallons is because it varies. You need X amount of gallons for a pregnant sow. You would need X amount of gallons for a lactating sow. And you would need X amount of gallons for breeding time. You'd also need X amount during the summer versus the winter. But all of those X amounts are less than 10. So I've given you a little bit of a cushion there in case you run into them trying to breed in the summertime, or a sow throwing piglets in the summertime. Gives you a little bit of a cushion. Now, another thing with water. We do water checks 2 to 3 times a day here on the Big Bear Homestead during the summertime. Again, because of the fluctuating of the temperatures and the humidity, we have to make sure our pigs stay hydrated and cool. So you need not only drinking water, but you got to give them a mud hole. Now, the reason why pigs need a mud hole and they need so much water is they can't regulate their body temperature through sweat because they don't sweat. So pigs protect themselves by wallowing around in mud to stay cool and to prevent sunburn. But you'll also see them, if you have a water trough out there, they will get in the water trough, lay down, wallow around. And that's one of the main reasons why we do numerous water checks throughout the day during the summertime. Now, what goes hand in hand with water is some type of shade. Pigs need some type of shade to lay down in the shade and stay cool. Again, they don't regulate their body temperature through sweat, so they need ways to be able to stay cool, because a pig can die of heat exhaustion and heat stroke fast. They can get a heat illness fast and it will kill them fast. So that's the number one thing that you have to make sure that you've got under control, that you're able to combat, whether it's through mud holes, water troughs, and shade, which should be a combination of all three, to be able to keep your pigs safe and cool from the heat of the summer. So now let's talk about feed. Now, when it comes to feeding pigs, pigs are they're omnivores. They'll eat anything. Hence the reason why I said it'll help you with your trash. If you've got leftovers and stuff, meat and stuff like that you don't want to throw in your compost or stuff you don't want to feed to your chickens, you need the pig bucket, aka the slop bucket. Now, the slop bucket is unique and different for everybody, but we felt that it's important enough that it's going to get its own video in this series. So we're going to go into more detail about the slop bucket later on. Now, you can feed your pig any type of food scraps, any type of rotten fruit and vegetables off your vine. If it got worms or something in it, or it got bottom end rot, these guys will eat it. You need an area cleared, and you don't have goats, and you want to be able to move your garden to another area, well, you turn your pigs loose on it. They'll eat up the grass, the ragweed, they'll turn it up, and they'll also eat any grubs and any root crops and roots and stuff like that have been left in the ground. Hence the reason why the Irish call them the gentleman that pays the rent. They're a workhorse. So now let's talk how to keep them in a certain area. Now, we've done a couple of videos on how we make our pig pen with pallets, and I'm going to put that in a card up here, and I'll put the other one referenced at the end of the video. But we're going to do another video later on in this series where we take the good points and the bad points of both a pen and taking your pigs and putting them out on pasture behind electric fencing. Then we're going to go into great detail in that video. Also, the videos that I spoke of before, they go in great detail on how we build our fencing using pallets. So that's pretty much the general care that you would need to know to be able to start taking care of pigs. There's really not much left to talk about. One thing that we've got left to talk about is only if you're planning on breeding pigs. If you're planning on trying to breed pigs instead of going out and buying a couple of weaners to raise in the springtime so that way you'll have them ready to go in the fall, is to know that one boar hog can service up to 4, depending on the breed, 4 to 6 sows. Their gestation period is very easy to remember. 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. That's how long it takes. And they're usually pretty spot on right there with it. You will run into some situations where a first-time mom, she'll reject the litter. And if you notice it early enough, you could possibly save all of them. But most of the time, you won't notice it until it's too late, and there will be only 1 or 2. And here is going to be a video that we're going to link at the end, or I may put a card up, on how you can raise an orphaned piglet. And you can do it via, we've done it, Carol Ann has done it twice by bottle. And she's been successful both times. Well, that does it. I hope you found this video informative. And if you're thinking about getting pigs, I hope you find this series informative and helpful. If you're thinking about getting pigs, or if you have pigs and how long you've had them, hey, let us know in the comments. A pig can be the homesteader's best friend, the workhorse. You get a lot of enjoyment out of raising pigs. And if it's done correctly, you'll get a lot of good pork, and you also get a lot of work done on your homestead. Well, thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead, and like always, have a nice day.